WBAY, Channel 2 Green Bay. TV2 Action News, the leading newscast in northeastern Wisconsin, with Chuck Ramsey, George Graffis with weather, Bill Jartz with sports. Live reports from Jerry Burke and Carmen Winkler and the Action News team.
Good evening. Testimony is wrapping up at this very hour concerning a preliminary hearing for an Appleton babysitter charged with murder. 36-year-old Sandra Pankow is charged with 3 counts of second-degree murder in the deaths of 3 infants that she was babysitting. As Mike Strehler reports tonight, key testimony today came from several children and pathologists involved in that case.
Pankow is accused of suffocating the 3 unrelated infants in her home over a 5-year period. 2 children Pankow had cared for said on one occasion they saw Pankow place a towel over one of the victim's mouth to stop it from crying.
Sandy, the babysitter, do after she tied this towel around the mouth of the baby?
She put a blanket over on the top of the crib.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
She put a blanket on top of the crib.
The 7-year-old was 2 when the alleged incident occurred. The deaths were initially listed as sudden infant death syndrome or crib death. Several pathologists testify that all of the infants were older than the typical age range for crib deaths.
The likelihood of these 3 children dying under the circumstances that did exist as a chance event would be more than 1 in a trillion.
Circuit Judge Dennis Lipke will determine tonight if there's enough evidence to hold Pankow for trial. If the case goes to trial, Pankow's attorney will request that it be moved out of Appleton and that each count, each death in this case, be tried separately. Mike Strehler, TV2 Action News, Appleton.
Jerry Burke is presently at that hearing, and we'll have a complete report tonight on the outcome of that hearing on Action News at 10. In the meantime, for 2 hours this afternoon, Green Bay's Austin-Straubel Airport was nearly paralyzed as police investigated 3 bomb threats. The threats turned out to be hoaxes. Nancy Nazarian says the ordeal began early this morning when airport workers found a message scrawled on the men's room wall. That message said a bomb was set to go off.
Brown County Sheriff's officials and Green Bay police were called in to investigate the early morning threat. They found it to be a hoax, and everything at the airport went as usual until around 1 o'clock this afternoon.
Approximately 12:55, a male caller phoned the restaurant air host and indicated that there was a bomb in the terminal, and that's all the information he gave. Approximately 5 minutes later, he called again, same male voice, reiterating the fact that there was a bomb placed in the terminal building.
You are not allowed to go into the main terminal building.
For nearly 2 hours, business at the airport was backed up. Flights were delayed as luggage and passengers were searched, but flights were able to go out and come in as police and canine units searched the main terminal.
We didn't realize we couldn't get in. Then someone said, well, we have to come over here. And then we learned that there was a bomb threat.
It puts a scare in you, but I don't know. I guess you just kind of take it for granted. You know, you can get killed in the car just as easy as flying.
Maybe I should wait around here. I believe you'd be better off.
A few people here say that they were a little concerned when they heard about the bomb threat, but most people say that they weren't really worried, just inconvenienced. Things started returning back to normal around 3 o'clock this afternoon. Law officials still don't know who made the bomb threats. Nancy Nazarian, TV2 Action News, Ashwaubenon.
Suspended Iola Police Chief Michael Schertz is headed back to court, this time on charges of theft and misconduct in office. Schertz wanted the charges dropped on several grounds, including double jeopardy. But today, Outagamie County Circuit Judge Michael Gage refused to dismiss the charges. Schertz was acquitted of the murder of fellow Iola police officer Gerald Moore back in December. The preliminary hearing of a Green Bay Packer accused of sexual assault will be open to the public. Mossy Cade is accused of assaulting a 42-year-old woman in his home last November. The alleged victim has decided to waive her right to a closed hearing. She said to speed up legal proceedings. A Green Bay massage parlor owner wants city businesses to raise American flags to show support for freedom of choice. Judy Marquis reports the request is in response to citizens who want to do away with pornography in Green Bay.
Go to the Cheyenne Club if you want to, and don't go if you don't want to, and nobody can tell you to do it any other way.
Freedom of choice. That is what Ted Witherall wants people to think about when they see the 3 American flags he put out this morning. One flag he placed at his Green Bay office on Broadway Street, one at his Cheyenne Social Club, and the other flag went up at Angie's Sex Clinic and Massage Parlor on Broadway.
Freedom of choice. I will go where I want to go, I will not go where I don't want to go, and no one can do anything about it as of now.
Witherall says his flag campaign is in response to the people who want to run adult bookstores and massage parlors out of Green Bay. In the next 2 days, he'll be contacting other Broadway businesses, asking the owners to also raise their flags in support of freedom of choice. Witherall says because he hasn't contacted Broadway businesses yet, he's not sure what kind of a reception he's going to get. From what we've heard from some of his neighbors today, it may not be a real positive reception.
The flag stands for other things than what he's trying to make us believe. And I don't like his efforts.
Yeah, we put the flag out on patriotic days. But why he should want us to put it out for his benefit is beyond me.
Right now, there is no anti-obscenity ordinance in Green Bay, but it's being talked about. Witherall says his flags will continue to fly until a law makes him take them down. Judy Markey, TV2 Action News, Green Bay.
Next winter, Leona high school students may be attending classes in a brand new high school. Leona taxpayers have voted to rebuild the school destroyed by a fire 2 months ago. $2 million of insurance money will be used to rebuild a portion of that building. Community members say they hope it's ready for classes next December. And still to come in this edition of Action News, Governor Earl gives his reading on the health of the state of Wisconsin.
And this is John Pertzborn. Later on Action News, I'll show you how people react after being buried in snow.
Drafts find all sorts of ways to sneak into your home. Once they're in, they chill you and freeze you and rob you of precious heat. But a free draft detector analysis from Wisconsin Power and Light can show you exactly where drafts sneak in and how to stop them. Make your home warmer and your heating bills less chilling. Stop drafts cold. Call Wisconsin Power and Light for your free draft detector analysis.
Wisconsin on your tacos, in your cordon bleu. Wisconsin, ah, Wisconsin, the cheese more people choose.
Of all the cheeses in the world, more Americans prefer the cheeses of Wisconsin. Try some. Wisconsin cheese is made with the famous milk of the dairy state.
Wisconsin, ah, Wisconsin, the cheese more people choose.
Action News, there when the news breaks. More from the #1 news team in northeastern Wisconsin is still to come on Action News.
What's wrong with your hair?
Dry, damaged, dull, and lifeless.
Mine's oily.
Thin and limp.
I don't know. Is something wrong with my hair?
Let's take a look.
Oh, boy.
Uh-huh. Nexus.
Nexus? For my hair? Do I need Nexus?
Sure. You've got normal, healthy hair. Nexus products. They're just right for fine, thick, dry, oily, bleached, perm, damaged, lifeless, and perfectly normal hair.
Normal? Are you sure normal?
Sold only at hairstyling salons.
Pontiac.
Now, put a little driving excitement in your life for less with low 7.9% financing on certain new 85 and 86 Pontiacs. Get 7.9% financing on the exciting mid-engine Fiero or the affordable Sunbird. 7.9% financing on Grand Prix or Bonneville. And 7.9% financing on any Pontiac 6000 with standard 2.5-liter engine. Just take delivery from dealer stock by February 22nd and save big.
Save with 7.9% financing at your Wisconsin Pontiac Pace Center.
Success, unity, and a positive outlook for the future all were themes that Governor Tony Earl touched upon in his 4th State of the State address. Mark Tadina was in Madison today and reports that even though the governor talked about today's problems, his eyes were on the future.
His aides were promising an uplifting speech, emotional with references to home in the future, and the governor did not disappoint.
We didn't use a meat axe to solve our fiscal problems. We set priorities, right ones, we stuck with them, and we took the political heat that was necessary to get the job done.
On education, the governor promises no drop in standards for public schools.
We expect and we will demand that our graduates are able to read, write, add, and subtract.
But his loudest support came on the possibility of whether or not a nuclear waste dump will be located in Wisconsin.
I find it incomprehensible that the U.S. government, through the Department of Energy, would suggest locating high-level radioactive waste here in the Great Lakes Basin, in which 25% of the world's fresh water is located.
Interesting, although the two sides do disagree on the governor's text, most observers say it was probably one of Governor Earl's better speeches, with allusions to people who live in Wisconsin and do something special. A successful technique, Chuck, used by another incumbent, Ronald Reagan.
Okay, Mark. Road crews have their salters and sanders ready to go tonight in case the roads freeze up again. Freezing rain caused icy road conditions this morning. Carmen Winkler, live in our Lakeshore studio, says it also caused numerous vehicles to slide into the ditch. Carmen?
Chuck, the freezing rain started falling just before dawn, and it couldn't have come at a worse time as many people were on their way to work. The early morning rain turned I-43 into a sheet of ice. One semi-driver was actually trying to pull off the interstate to wait for the conditions to improve when his rig slid out of control, resulting in this accident.
One semi going north slowed or almost stopped in traffic and slid into the median, blocking part of I-43. A second semi tried slowing, came almost to a stop, and on the crown of the road slid into the parked semi.
In spite of the numerous accidents around the area, there were no serious injuries. Chuck?
Thank you, Carmen. Let's talk about weather, wet weather.
Indeed, it's the battle between the blue and the gray and the damp and the ice is ahead.
Come experience the excitement. Fox River Mall.
Love is in the air at Fox River Mall for brides and grooms-to-be with bridal fashion shows, demonstrations, displays, and prizes this Friday through Sunday. From honeymoon planning to furniture for your new home, exciting Fox River Mall has it all for your wedding. And don't forget your sweetheart this Valentine's Day.
It's new, it's you, it's exciting. Fox River Mall.
Why buy an appliance this week from Van Vrides? Two reasons. One, Van Vrides membership in the Key America Buying Group guarantees you lowest prices anywhere. Two, special pricing from Frigidaire for their introduction into our stores means outstanding savings for you. Hurry to Van Vrides during the Frigidaire grand opening celebration. Van Vrides and Frigidaire, the newest championship team in the Valley.
Van Vrides and Little Chute and Menasha.
You're watching Action News, the #1 newscast in northeastern Wisconsin. Still to come, tomorrow's weather forecast with George Graffis.
Henry's has hundreds of Happy Techniques organ customers.
It really wasn't difficult. After the first night of lessons, we were able to play 2 complete songs by ourselves.
It's not complicated at all. You know, they find it real easy. They have a lot of fun with it.
They could play this well. By next summer, I would have been satisfied. And here, after 5 lessons, they're playing great.
I got some beginners that are just starting in, and they're doing real well on it.
See why Techniques organs are #1 at Henry's Music in Green Bay and Appleton.
We have truckloads of solid oak Cochran dining rooms at Furnishings Unlimited. Choose any Cochran dining set, pedestal tables, drop leaf tables, trestle tables, and more. Buy now at sale prices, and we'll even include a matching hutch. All sets are priced for immediate sale, and Furnishings Unlimited will include a matching solid oak hutch with your purchase. We're out to sell all these sets. You get sale prices on Cochran dining sets. Act now, and we'll include a matching hutch at Furnishings Unlimited in Appleton.
I don't know what there is cheerful about today's weather. I mean, a lot of folks out there like winter weather, and I'm one of them. But boy, this wet stuff is...
Well, this is kind of an in-between. You know, it's not really spring. It's not really winter. It's that...
blah.
Yeah, kind of, I guess it is. All right, let's cheer up and look at it now, and we'll take you through the whole sequence of what's going on here. First of all, light rain in Green Bay. The wind chill is 12. The temperature 32 degrees. The relative humidity at 92%. Pressure is steady right now, 2973 inches of mercury. Northeasterly wind at 14. The high today was at 1 o'clock this morning, 33 degrees. Well, 31, the low. We've hit that about 3 or 4 times today, so we really haven't gone anywhere. And the precipitation, 5/100ths of an inch of rainfall. So really not all that much. It's been a real fine, misty, light, drizzly kind of a rainy situation. Let's run through some temperatures. The upper 20s, the lower 30s right now. Really no surprises here, but keep in mind that the weather advisory for the freezing rain is no longer in effect. Now, regionally, it's, again, much the same. Again, we go from those mainly lower range of the 30s, and there is a lot of damp and gray weather just about everywhere in the upper Midwest. SpectraScan live, and it does show us a very large area right now of mainly light, occasionally moderate rainfall, showing virtually no movement over east central and northeastern Wisconsin. The freezing drizzle that we have been receiving reports of still around the Oshkosh area, and also now down around Fond du Lac. The wires are starting to show a coating again. Later tonight, again, some of this rain may redevelop as freezing rain as the temperatures drop a little bit. So that's something we've got to watch for you, and we'll keep you advised if any of it changes. We continue on with the satellite photograph, and moisture is gushing northward now, fueling thunderstorms in the lower Mississippi Valley. All this is rain in here, even some snow, around an inch in New York City today. And then western Iowa back into Nebraska, that is snow. Even up here in Wyoming, 10 inches of it falling around Sheridan, Wyoming. Digital radar lays it all out for you. There are the thunderstorms. Here's all of that rain, south of a line from La Crosse to Green Bay as far as Wisconsin is concerned. Now, the temperatures around the nation, try 80 degrees down in Brownsville, try 1 above in Limestone, Maine. Those are the extremes. Here's the low. We find all the overrunning. Look how warm this area is now. And eventually the steering will shift it all off to the east. We could redevelop as freezing rain overnight. And then tomorrow, still a cloudy day, the possibility of a mixture of freezing rain, probably light snow for the early hours tomorrow, still in the clouds. Now, the details in the forecast, they go like this. Rainy periods all throughout the night, possibly freezing rain or some flurries later on. Northeasterly winds 10 to 15 and 27 to 30 degrees for the low temperature, maybe a few, well, let's say 33 degrees. All right, tomorrow, cloudy, occasional freezing drizzle or light snow early in the day, 28 to 34 for the high temps. And then for tomorrow night, it'll be cloudy and colder, 20 to 28 degrees. And Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, possibility of a little peek at some sunshine on Thursday, cloudy on Friday, and even some flurries by Saturday as temperatures cool off behind this system right on the second half of the week.
Flurries?
Flurries.
P-H-L-U-R-A. Okay. Whew. Thank you very much.
Like fog.
P-H-L-U-G. Be good weather to go fishing in, I would assume. Wouldn't you, Bill Schertz?
You got to be kidding me, Chuck. This fishing hole is a winner for walleyes, though. I'm Bill Schertz. I'll tell you about it next in sports.
We're turning on the savings during the Rock Bottom sale at Menards. Our lighting gallery is sparkling with ideas for your home, and they're on sale now. Save on amber pendant lights, optical fiber lights, chandeliers, and more. Clamp-on study lamps are on sale, too. Or save on these old-fashioned wall lights with tulip shades. Take your choice. On sale now for just $8.88. For savings that really shine, don't miss the Rock Bottom sale at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
If you think individual retirement accounts just benefit the big-time investors or financial wizards, you're wrong. IRAs from F&M Bank Corporation benefit everyone, especially you, the wage earner. Tax-deductible IRAs are one of the best investments you can make, whether you're starting out or just a few years from retirement. Save for a secure tomorrow. Open an IRA today at F&M Bank Keweenaw, Winnebago County Bank Omro and Winneconne, F&M Bank Appleton, the State Bank of Hilbert, and the Forest Junction State Bank.
Action News takes you where the sports action is. Still to come, Bill Schertz with all of today's sports action.
Century means quality you can depend on, and every day. Because each Century store is dedicated to giving you value, a fair price, and the little extras that mean so much.
For beautiful little extras that anyone can afford, get hand-painted watercolor stoneware from Century. A 3-piece place setting of a dinner plate, cup, and saucer is only 99 cents when you collect 20 Century Saver stamps. Available in 3 lovely patterns with accessories to match.
Century really brightens my day.
Come on in. The Culligan's fine.
Mom, do we wash these in hot or cold Culligan?
A Culligan water conditioner saves money on soaps, reduces dishwasher spots too. So maybe today you call it water, but tomorrow?
The future calls.
Hey, Culligan man.
The future calls for Culligan.
Your Culligan dealer is now offering free installation, a limited time offer.
Those fish look like walleye.
Ooh, they were good. Some folks are having walleye for dinner tonight. I think I'll have to have chicken soup. I think I caught a cold when I was out there covering the story. You can learn a lot about ice fishermen when the weather turns nasty as it did today. If they stay out there and battle the elements, one of three things is happening. There's trouble on the home front, the guy's sleeping, or the fish are biting. At Voyager Park and De Pere today, the third explanation was the correct one.
As sloppy as it was this morning, just about every other ice fishing shanty located on the Fox River at Voyager Park and De Pere had someone inside, and that's where they stayed. Why not? The walleye fishing wasn't bad, and besides, what else could they do in freezing rain?
Slow today. Yesterday I had 5 all day, so it wasn't too bad. Threw the 2 smaller ones back and kept the other ones.
Well, it's been pretty good. A lot of guys don't seem to be doing too well, but we've been very successful. Very successful. Limits right off, and nearly every time we come out we take a limit, so that's doing pretty well.
The action at Voyager Park picked up with the arrival of warm weather. Tip-ups and jig poles baited with 2.5 to 4-inch minnows have been yielding the best results.
The last couple of weeks is jigs. That's the best bet, is the jigs. So we're going to stick to jigs for a while.
Fishing down close to bottom, large minnows. Seem like the small minnows don't do the trick. It has to be a 3.5, 4-inch minnow. And we've been, we haven't taken any large fish, but we've got fish up to 5 pounds, so that's pretty good.
It seems the fish are getting bigger every year. They're real good fishing down there in the summer. The walleyes, they're real nice walleyes.
With 20 or more inches of ice left at Voyager Park, the fun should continue for a few more weeks.
We all know records are made to be broken, but it could take a while to break the deer kill records of this past season. The DNR says a record 274,302 whitetails were taken with a gun, and a record 40,744 was shot with a bow and arrow. Marinette County led the way during the gun season, where Paca County had the most successful archers. One DNR official says breaking the gun record next year could be difficult. Former Packer assistant John Marshall will be working indoors a lot next season. Marshall has been hired to coach the defensive line of the Indianapolis Colts. Marshall was let go recently by the Atlanta Falcons. O'Connell Falls star Nick Polzinski wants to be a Badger. The 6'5", 250-pound lineman says he'll sign a letter of intent with Bucky Badger next Wednesday. Polzinski was also being wooed by UCLA, Iowa, Pitt, and Clemson. The latest AP Top 10 high school basketball poll is out, and once again Oregon tops Class A. Sheboygan North is tied for 3rd with Milwaukee Marquette. Class B, La Crosse Aquinas tops the heap. Little Chute is number 6. In Class C, it's Menasha St. Mary. On top, Wrightstown is number 6. Iola Scandinavia is 7. And Wasaki is tied with Glidden for number 9. The Bucks tonight host the Celtics, and Milwaukee could be in big trouble. Celtics have won 11 in a row, the last 5 without Kevin McHale. The former Minnesota Star is due back tonight. Craig Hodges returns for Milwaukee. The game in college hoops tonight takes place in Atlanta, where number 1 North Carolina tries to make it 2 wins in a row over number 2 Georgia Tech.
First of all, I'm totally impressed with North Carolina. I think they're one of the better teams I've seen in a while. They had a superb game against us. We didn't play particularly well, but we played well at times, and we just got to have a great game in order to have a chance.
And, of course, Chuck, tonight, the NHL All-Star game.
Okay.
Gretzky will go wild again.
Score, 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 score. Thank you, Bill. For most people, it is work. Tonight, John Perchborn takes us to a place where shoveling snow is a labor of love or survival.
Thousands of calls are placed through Wisconsin Bell every day. Handling them all is a big job, especially at peak times.
We're starting to get an overload on the Broadway trunk route.
But whether it's 100 calls going through or 10,000.
Let's reroute.
To you, it'll seem like just one.
Paul, Bill working here.
Wisconsin Bell,
Got a chance to look over that proposal.
helping you communicate.
Pay no interest or service charge for 1 full year on GE appliances, TVs, microwave ovens, and video recorders this week at Piarchi's. This 25-inch GE console color TV is just $39 a month for a year. No interest, no service charge. This GE heavy-duty washer is just $23 a month for 12 months. No interest, no service charge. Pay absolutely no interest or service charge all this week at all 4 Piarchi stores: Sturgeon Bay, Green Bay, East and West, and West College Avenue, Appleton.
Is the Brown County Arena becoming the Brown County Marina? Nope, but for 4 big days, you'll find some of the best values of the year on boats and accessories at the WBAY TV Boat Show. Register to win the grand prize, this boat, motor, and trailer. The doors open at 5:30 Thursday, noon Friday and Saturday, and 11 a.m. on Sunday. Adults $2, children 75 cents. Friday, senior citizens just $1.50. Don't miss the WBAY TV Boat Show at the Brown County Marina. The Brown County Arena in Green Bay.
Margaret, you look awful.
I am a doctor, too, you know. Henry, that's your high school diploma.
Did either of you ever kiss Frank?
Not me. I was hoping maybe this New Year's Eve.
Double your fun with MASH, weeknights at 6:30 and 10:30 following Action News.
Last night, John Pertzborn introduced us to Michigan's snowy Keweenaw Peninsula, the Copper Country. Well, put on your snowshoes. John's taking us back to see how the natives deal with all that white stuff.
You might say these people are ordinary. You might say that, but you'd be wrong. It takes more than an ordinary person to live here in the Keweenaw Peninsula, the snowiest place east of the Rockies. Don't you think you'll hurt yourself doing that? No, nothing stops these abominable snowmen, not even the constant snow removal. And if you're going to live here, you're going to work. Everybody owns or knows somebody that owns a snowplow. And in Houghton, it's already snowed 17 feet this winter. They've already used up this year's snow removal budget. Uh-oh, more taxes. But despite all this, you'll never hear a native say, "Too much work for me. I'm going back to Wisconsin." But that's the problem with Southerners like us. We think snow is work. To them, it's fun. The ski hill is never empty. The woods are never lonely. And here at the airport, don't be surprised to find workers from General Motors, Chryslers, and this engineer from Ford.
Rather than testing in Dearborn, where sometimes we have a lot of snow and sometimes we don't, it's more effective or efficient for us to come up here where we always find the kind of weather we need to do our tire traction testing.
And you need to shoot a commercial with a lot of snow. It's done here all the time. No one complains about the weather. They use it. And if you live here, you'll have to realize that in every life, some snow will fall and literally bury you. Yes, sometimes the snow definitely gets in the way, but one thing's for certain, the folks around these parts in the Keweenaw Peninsula have learned to deal with it. Join me tomorrow night as we take you into a genuine Finnish sauna. For TV2 Action News, I'm John Pertzborn, at large in the Keweenaw Peninsula.
It was a sauna. I think he may take a dip tomorrow. What have you got for us?
Full details on the Ponkow proceedings in Appleton today, and then we're hearing on the police radio lots and lots of car accidents out there. Charles Benson checking the road conditions, and we'll have that at 10 as well.
Okay, and George will keep us posted on the weather a little bit later on. Stay with us. Good night.